Hello, students. How are you all? I hope you are fit and fine at your home. Dear students, today we shall study geography subject of 10th standard and very important chapter, that is chapter number 8, economy and occupations. Okay students, आज का वीडियो 10वीं के स्टूडेंट के लिए है। आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं ज्योग्राफी सब्जेक्ट, और ज्योग्राफी सब्जेक्ट में एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण चैप्टर हमें पढ़ना है, वह 8वां इकोनॉमी एंड ऑक्यूपेशंस। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विद द वीडियो विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम। स्टूडेंट, सबसे पहले हमें कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट्स पढ़ने होंगे, समझने होंगे, ताकि यह चैप्टर हम आसानी से समझ सके और सीख सके। ओके स्टूडेंट, so first of all we are going to learn some basic concepts related to economy and occupations, okay, so that we can learn this chapter very easily and we can understand this chapter very easily. Okay, so let's get into the very simple concepts that we have studied in 9th standard. Okay student, 9th standard में हमने एक चैप्टर पढ़ा था, उसका नाम था इंट्रोडक्शन टू इकोनॉमी, और उसमें कुछ बेसिक कंसेप्ट हमने पढ़े थे। वही कंसेप्ट इन शॉर्ट मैं यहाँ पे रिवाइज करूंगा ताकि आपको यह चैप्टर सीखने में आसानी हो। ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स? यस, तो चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। आगे बढ़ने से पहले अगर आप मेरे चैनल पे नए हो तो सब्सक्राइब जरूर करना, उसके साथ साथ अपने दोस्तों को यह वीडियो शेयर करना। ठीक है, थैंक यू। तो आगे बढ़ते हैं। सबसे पहले हमें इकोनॉमी यानी कि क्या, यह कंसेप्ट समझनी है। तो इकोनॉमी जो है यह हाउस होल्ड वर्क से संबंधित है। ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स, तो घर पे हम जो फाइनेंस का मैनेजमेंट करते हैं उससे संबंधित है। जैसे कि हमारी फैमिली की टोटल अर्निंग कितनी है, इनकम कितनी है और एक्सपेंडिचर कितना होने वाला है। ठीक है, यह जो कैलकुलेशन हम करते हैं, इसका जो मैनेजमेंट हम करते हैं उसे हम इकोनॉमी कहते हैं। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, जैसे कि आपको एग्जांपल के तौर पे मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि फॉर एग्जांपल अपने घर का और फैमिली का नियर अबाउट 30,000 इनकम है। ठीक, 30,000 इनकम है, अर्निंग है मंथली, और जो पॉसिबल और एस्टिमेटेड एक्सपेंडिचर है, जो होने वाला खर्चा है, वह समझो कि 35,000 है। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, तो यहां पे हमें 5,000 का डिफिशिएट दिखाई देता है और 5,000 का गैप हमें दिखाई देता है। तो यह 5,000 का डिफिशिएट और गैप फिलअप करने के लिए हम क्या करते हैं, व्हाट वी डू स्टूडेंट, तो अपने फैमिली में हम क्या करते हैं, जो इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं वही खरीदते हैं। ठीक है, जो इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं वही खरीदते हैं, जो इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, लेस इंपॉर्टेंट है, वह चीजें हम खरीदते नहीं है। ठीक है, एंड वी मैनेज द गैप, वी मैनेज द डेफिशिएट। तो यह जो मैनेजमेंट है, उस होल्ड फाइनेंस का मैनेजमेंट है, उसे हम इकोनॉमी कहते हैं। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, तो यहां पे दिया गया है द मैनेजमेंट ऑफ इंडिविजुअल और फैमिली फाइनेंस इज मेनली रिलेटेड टू द इनकम एंड एक्सपेंडिचर, दैट इज इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर, एंड दिस लेड टू द बर्थ ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स, और यही से इकोनॉमिक्स की शुरुआत होती है। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, यह वन एग्जांपल हो गया। उसके साथ साथ और एक एग्जांपल आपको मैं देता हूं, देखिए यहां पे, सी हियर, फॉर एग्जांपल एक फैमिली की अर्निंग 30,000 है। कितनी है? 30,000 है, और एस्टिमेटेड एक्सपेंडिचर सिर्फ 25,000 है। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, सो यहां पे 5,000 एक्स्ट्रा है। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, देन व्हाट वी डू, we save 5,000 per month. What we do, we manage to save 5,000. so इसे भी हम क्या कहेंगे, तो फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट कहते हैं। जो एक्स्ट्रा मनी है उसको हम सेव करते हैं। ठीक है, तो उसे ही हम क्या कहेंगे, इकोनॉमी कहेंगे। ओके स्टूडेंट, गॉट इट? यस, वेरी गुड। नाउ सी, तो यह फैमिली लेवल पे होता है, यह मैनेजमेंट हम फैमिली लेवल पे करते हैं। इसी तरीके का फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट अगर विलेज लेवल पे होता है, टाउन लेवल पे होता है, सिटी लेवल पे होता है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे होता है, एज वेल एज स्टेट लेवल पे होता है, नेशनल लेवल पे होता है, और उसके साथ साथ इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे भी होता है, तो उसे हम इकोनॉमी कहते हैं। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, समझ में आया? यस, वेरी गुड। नाउ हियर, यह मैनेजमेंट करने के लिए जो इनकम आती है, जो अर्निंग आती है, वो कहां से आती है? ऑक्यूपेशन से आती है। जो जॉब हम करते हैं, जो काम हम करते हैं, ठीक है, उससे यह अर्निंग आती है। तो कंप्लीटली बोथ द कंसेप्ट्स आर रिलेटेड टू ईच अदर, ऑक्यूपेशन एंड इकोनॉमी। ठीक है, जॉब से हमें अर्निंग मिलती है, इनकम मिलता है, पैसा मिलता है, फिर उसका मैनेजमेंट जो हम कहते हैं उसको हम इकोनॉमी कहते हैं। ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स, गॉट इट दिस वन? ओके, वेरी गुड। नाउ सी student, now the word economics comes from the family management. Just now I have told you there is a lot of similarity between family management and economics. जैसे कि घर में हम का मैनेजमेंट करते हैं, मनी का मैनेजमेंट करते हैं, in the same way we are managing the money at a different levels, that is called as economics. Okay student, now see, when we understand from economics how to use time, money and labor as well as land effectively. तो इकोनॉमिक्स में ये सभी चीजें इंक्लूड होती है, ये फैक्टर्स इंक्लूड होती है कि टाइम किस तरीके से यूज करना है, मनी का इस्तेमाल किस तरीके से होना चाहिए, लेबर कितना होना चाहिए, कितनी एफिशिएंसी होनी चाहिए, किस तरीके से काम करना है, एज वेल एज द लैंड इफेक्टिवली. ठीक है स्टूडेंट, नाउ सी हाउ टू सेटिस्फाई द इन्फिनिट नीड्स ऑफ द पीपल यूजिंग वेरियस रिसोर्सेज is the study matter of economics. Yes, what is the study matter of economics? That how to fulfill the needs of people, infinite needs of people. Then as we manage the finance of our family, similarly village, cities, states, countries, as well as what we can say on the world level also need to have economic management. Geographically speaking, enterprises related to the production, distribution and consumption of goods and services in the specific region is called economy. Very short and very quickly I would like to tell you, in economy what is included: production of the commodities, distribution of the commodities, not only distribution but the consumption of the commodities or goods is involved in economy. Okay, and in a particular region only. Okay, in a particular region, geographical region, we can say that all involved in economy. Now see, a small nation is given, just I will read it out for you. Economy, the state of a country or a region in terms of production and consumption of goods and services and the supply of money. In short, economy में क्या include होता है? The state of a country, or a region where production of a commodity is being done, consumption of a commodity is being done, as well as transaction of money is done. Okay, within a particular year as well as within the region. Understood student? So here most probably production, consumption of goods as well as services and the supply of money. Okay, all over we can say economy. Understood student? Very good. Now student, financial system or a management, in a simple words we can say it is a financial system or a management, or the process or a system by which goods and services are produced, sold, brought in a country, in or a region. Okay student, understood student? This very good. Now let's move further. जैसे कि student, just now I have told you some basic concepts we are going to learn. Just now I have told you what is meant by economy as well as occupation. Now here some basic concepts which are very important to understand, that we are going to understand here, that is GDP. So the most important concept is here, that is GDP. What is GDP? The long form of GDP is gross development product. What is GDP? Basically, it is the monetary measure of the market value of all the financial goods and services. Very easy student. GDP is a measuring unit, we can say. So what we measure here? A monetary value. Monetary means related to money. So here a value we decide here. What kind of value? The value of the goods which are produced in a particular country, and the value of the total production is produced in a particular country, as well as the value of the services which are produced in a particular country. Okay, and within a particular time only, within 1 year of time. Okay student, so basically in GDP, production of commodities in a particular region within particular year, as well as the production of the services within a particular year as well as region, and the total value, the monetary value of production of goods and services within a particular region as well as a year is called as GDP. ठीक है स्टूडेंट? तो बेसिकली GDP क्या है स्टूडेंट? एक पर्टिकुलर रीजन में, प्रादेशिक रीजन में जो अलग अलग गुड्स प्रोड्यूस किए जाते हैं, कमोडिटीज प्रोड्यूस किए जाते हैं, एज वेल एज कुछ सर्विसेज यानी कि सेवाएं प्रोड्यूस की जाती है, उत्पादित की जाती है, प्रोडक्ट की और सर्विसेज की टोटल मॉनिटरी वैल्यू जो होती है, तो उसे हम जीडीपी कहते हैं. वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट concept is here, gross national income. It is not P, actually it is gross national income, means GNI. Then what is GNI student? Nowadays GNI is used as substitution for the GDP student, because in gross national income the most important thing is that income, okay, earning. Then by whom? The nation. तो ग्रॉस नेशनल इनकम। तो यहां पे सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है स्टूडेंट? इनकम। एक कंट्री में, एक प्रादेशिक रीजन में वहां के जो लोग हैं कितना अर्निंग कर रहे हैं, कितना इनकम अर्न कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, तो टोटल नेशनल इनकम। ओके, वहां के लोग, उस कंट्री के लोग जो टोटल अर्निंग कर रहे हैं उसे हम ग्रॉस नेशनल इनकम कहेंगे। जीडीपी में कमोडिटीज प्रोड्यूस किए जाते हैं, सर्विसेज प्रोड्यूस किए जाते हैं, ठीक है, और because of the commodities, because of the production of the commodities goods, okay, commodities and goods as well as the services, we get income or earning, ठीक है। So both the concepts are related to each other, GDP and GNI, gross national income. In short, I would like to tell you that the total earning of the people of a particular country within 1 year is called as GNI, that is gross national income। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, समझ में आया कंसेप्ट? और एक महत्वपूर्ण कंसेप्ट हम पढ़ने वाले वह है पर कैपिटा इनकम। व्हाट इज पर कैपिटा इनकम स्टूडेंट? पर कैपिटा इनकम और टोटल इनकम मेजर्स द एवरेज इनकम अर्न्ड बाय पर पर्सन इन अ गिवन एरिया। नाउ वेरी सिंपल स्टूडेंट, एक पर्टिकुलर रीजन में हर एक व्यक्ति कितना कमाता है। व्हाट इज द एन एवरेज इनकम ऑफ अ पर्सन in a country, that is called as per capita income। so यह कंसेप्ट समझ में आया स्टूडेंट? यह कंसेप्ट बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। जैसे कि मैंने पहले बताया इकोनॉमी यानी कि क्या, देन मैंने आपको समझाया कि जीडीपी का मतलब क्या होता है और जीएनआई का मतलब क्या होता है, ग्रॉस नेशनल इनकम, और फिर मैंने आपको समझाया कि पर कैपिटा इनकम क्या होता है। यह कंसेप्ट आपको समझ आए होंगे तो आगे के कंसेप्ट आपको इजी तरीके से समझ में आने वाले हैं। You will not face any problem while understanding the other concepts of this chapter। Okay student, have you understood this much? Very good। Now let's move further। Now see student, on the page number 52, here you will see a graph। A graph is given। Okay student, so let's try to understand this graph so that you will able to answer these questions। Now student, what is this graph? See, read the following graph and answer the questions। Now here what is given student? A graph is given, we have to read the graph, we have to understand, we have to analyze and try to give the answers। Now what is given? Gross national incomes from 1960 to 2016 in million US dollar is given। Okay, so just now I have told you what is mean by GNI, gross national income, just now I have told you। So gross national income of India and Brazil as well as US is given here। Okay, that we have to compare, that we have to analyze and try to understand these questions। For example, see the first question, we will go according to question student। Which country's national income has highest in 2016 and was it how much? Now see, first of all we have to see the index student। Here the green bar shows USA, the green bar shows USA, the red bar shows India, the red bar shows India, and the third blue shows Brazil। The blue shows what? Brazil। So the green shows USA, red shows IND, that is India, and the blue shows the Brazil। Understood student? Now here which country national income was highest? So here the national income is given, gross national income is given, okay, that is in million US dollar from 0 to 1900 is given। On this axis years are given, 1960, 1980, 2000, 2016 is given। So what is asked? Which country has the highest gross national income in 2016? So in 2016 clearly shows that US has the highest gross national income, that is crossing 1800 million US dollar। Okay, this gross national income approaching to 1900 million US dollar in 2016, just now I have told you। Now student, let's try to understand the second question। Comparing India and Brazil, which country had the higher national income in 1980? So here what we are going to understand now, what is the gross national income? Okay, if we compare Brazil and India, which country is the highest in GNI? So clearly red shows India and blue shows Brazil। So blue is more than the gross national income of India here। So Brazil is ahead, Brazil is ahead from India। So here Brazil had the highest national income in 1980। Okay students, understood this much? So here I have told you Brazil, Okay, now the next one. Comparing India and Brazil, which country had a higher income in 2016? Now we will move here. Okay, try to understand this one. 16. So in 2016, if we compare India and Brazil, here red color and blue color definitely shows that as India has the highest gross national income in 2016. How much, student? So it crosses 200. Actually it crosses 200, approximately more than 200, and Brazil is approaching 200. Okay, it means the gross national income of Brazil is less than 200 million US dollar, and the gross national income of India is more than 200 million US dollar. Okay, student, have understood now? So more than 200 million US dollar is the highest national income of India if we compare Brazil and India in 2016. Now let's move further. Tell the difference between the GNP of Brazil and India in 2016. Just now I have explained, student. Okay, India is above Brazil, that is crossing 200 million US dollar, and Brazil is less than 200 million US dollar. Okay, now next, calculate the difference between the national incomes of developed and developing countries in 2016. Now student, here we will try to understand. We try to compare all these three here. Okay, so the GNI of USA is highest. This is the highest one. So USA definitely it is a developed country, developed economy, and Brazil and India both are developing countries. Okay, both are developing countries. So how we can compare this? Definitely the GNI of USA is highest. Okay, how much? It crosses 1800 million US dollar, and here the Brazil and India is crossing 200 million dollar, and Brazil is below 200 million US dollar, we can say. Okay, so in this way we can calculate the difference between national incomes of developed and developing countries in 2016. Understood, student? So both the countries are developing. US already has developed, and because of that, per capita income of the people who are residing in US is highest one. The per capita of Brazil is more than India, as well as the per capita of India is less than Brazil. What is the reason behind that? Even we Indian have the GNI more than Brazil. I will tell you afterward. If you know, you can guess and write your answer in the comment section. Don't forget, student. Now student, here, if you like this video, if you understand this, then do not forget to subscribe if you are new on my channel, and don't forget to share my channel to your friends. Okay, thank you. Be connected and stay tuned. Now next we are going to understand, that is, say student, here. So here sectors are given. I have told you the occupations are very important in economy, because occupation helps us to earn, and economy helps us to manage our earnings. Understood? And from where do we get the earnings? So from the different sectors. Okay, student, from different sectors. So here in India and Brazil, different sectors are there. Okay, where the economy, the management of economy is needed. Now see, a table is given here where we can see different sectors, and these sectors are controlled by private sector as well as the government. Okay, student. So here we are going to understand which sector is controlled by government and public sector. Okay, so the government sector as well as public sector helps us to grow our economy, to grow our GDP. So that we are going to understand here. Students, see now. So here the sectors are given. For example, banking sector is very important institution in both the countries, all the countries. In Brazil, more probably banking sector is controlled by private as well as sector. So both the sectors control the what are engaged in banking. Understood? Also we have private as well as public. Private as well as public we can. Now railways here, student. Most probably in Brazil, private sector is involved in railways as well as public sector. Both are involved in or engaged in what railways we can say. But most probably in India, only the public sector belongs to what? The railways. All the railways are of IRCTC. Okay, students. Now airways. In Brazil, it is controlled by the private sectors as well as the public sectors. Here we can say largely private and somewhat we can say public. Okay, somewhat we can say public. Okay, so control we can see. Electricity production, largely public, student, means government has the control on electricity production in Brazil. But here in India, what we can say, private as well as public sector produces or generates electricity in India. Okay, now next one, that is, so both we can say, public as well as private one. So next one, iron steel industries. So in Brazil, it is controlled by, most of the time it is largely public one. Okay, it means government controls it. But in India, both, that is private as well as public, both are engaged in iron and steel industry. Okay, understood, student? For example, Tata Steels, Tata Iron. Okay, now next one, health. So here in Brazil, we can say both the sectors, in both the sectors are very important, that is private and public, engaged in health services. In India also, we can see both sectors are engaged in what? The health sectors, private as well as government. One of the important sector is education. Here in Brazil, largely public, okay, and very little private. Okay, so in education, the education sector is controlled by, engaged by the largely public, means government, and little by private sector. Okay, but here in India, largely, what we can say, largely private and little public, we can say. Now the last one, telecommunication. So private and public both are engaged in what we can say, telecommunication. But here in India, largely private and very little, what we can say, the public. Okay, for example, in Mumbai, the BSNL that was controlled by government, nowhere it is working now. MTNL, nowhere it is working now. Okay, but now the private sectors, for example, Jio, Airtel, okay, VI, okay, so all the private telecommunication services are engaged here. So largely what we can say, private and very little public. Understood, student, this much? Very good. Now student, let's move further. Now student, here we are going to understand again some basic concepts, geographical explanation of whatever just now I have explained. Now an economy of a country depends on the economic activities carried out in the country. Just now I have told you the occupations are very important, the jobs are very important, and the economy is completely dependent upon the occupations in the country, the jobs in the country, the sectors in the country. Okay, so here it is very important to understand which sectors are available in our country. Okay, for example, you have learned that there are 3 types of economic activities in economy. Students, we have already studied in 8th standard and 9th standard the sectors which are involved in economy. Most probably 3 types of activities are involved in the economy. तो यहाँ पे हमें ये समझने की जरूरत है कि कोई एक्टिविटीज होती है, इकोनॉमिकल एक्टिविटीज होती है, यह इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज हमें इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ करने में मदद करती है. तो ये कौन से एक्टिविटीज है वह हमें पता करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इकोनॉमिकल एक्टिविटीज है वह पता करना, जानना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो मोस्ट प्रोबेबली आई विल टेल यू इन शॉर्ट द प्राइमरी सेक्टर. Okay, for example, here primary sector is given, primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Student, I would like to tell you in short only what is primary sector. So primary sector here completely or basically based on nature, okay, or the raw material available in the nature, the resources available in the nature. Okay, so the jobs, the occupations which are directly based on the nature is called as primary sector. For example, we obtain wood from the forest. Okay, so that is primary sector. We obtain, students, very simple, what is meant by primary sector? The raw material that we obtained from nature, directly nature, is called as primary sector. ठीक है स्टूडेंट? तो प्राइमरी सेक्टर किसे कहा जाता है? जो थिंग्स, जो वस्तुएं हमें डायरेक्ट नेचर से प्राप्त होती है उसे हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर कहते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे कि वुड, ठीक है, तो कहां से मिलता है? हमें नेचर से मिलता है, तो उसे हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर में इन्वॉल्व करेंगे. आयरन ओर कहां से ऑब्टेन होता है? तो माइन से होता है, सो दैट इज रॉ मटेरियल, तो उसे हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर में इन्वॉल्व करेंगे. ठीक है स्टूडेंट? जैसे कि मिल्क डायरेक्ट हमें एनिमल से प्राप्त होता है, तो उसे हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर में इन्वॉल्व करेंगे. ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स? फ्लावर्स हमें मिलते हैं नेचर से, तो उसे हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर्स में इन्वॉल्व करेंगे. ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स? गॉट इट? सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज प्राइमरी sector. Now students, secondary sector. Students, in secondary sectors, most of the time the manufacturing companies or sectors are involved. जहां पे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की जाती है, ठीक है, और यह मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करने के लिए हमें रॉ मटेरियल पे डिपेंड रहना होता है या फिर प्राइमरी सेक्टर पे डिपेंड होता है, तो उसे हम सेकेंडरी सेक्टर कहते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, हम जब डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते हैं तो वी आर कंप्लीटली डिपेंड अपॉन मिल्क, एंड मिल्क इज ऑब्टेन्ड फ्रॉम द नेचर और एनिमल. ओके स्टूडेंट? सो वी आर डिपेंड ऑन द थिंग which is obtained from the nature. Okay, raw material is required. Okay, that is called as secondary sector. For example, when we make the cotton fibers, we are depend on cotton, and cotton is obtained from the nature. So this is the secondary sector. It means we are completely dependent on the primary sector, that is called as secondary sector. Now next one, that is tertiary student. So this tertiary sector is completely related to or belonged to the services. So making available or availability of the services, producing services, that is belonged to tertiary sector. So wherever we are getting service, that is tertiary sector. For example, telecommunication. Okay, we pay for the mobile recharge or balance and we get invisible balance. We use that balance. Okay, so we are paying for the invisible services, that is called as tertiary sector. Okay स्टूडेंट, जब हमें सेवाएं प्राप्त होती है तो उस सेवा के लिए हम पे करते हैं, मनी देते हैं, पैसा देते हैं, तो उसे हम टर्शियरी सेक्टर कहते हैं. ठीक है स्टूडेंट. इफ वी वांट टू ट्रैवल, वी ट्रैवल बाय बस. ओके, and when we travel by a public bus, we pay for a ticket. This is invisible service, so and we are paying for it, so that is involved in tertiary sector. When we go in a hotel, we pay for the service, means the people make available the food and all, so they are giving service, they are making available the food, so we are paying them, so that is involved in tertiary sector. Okay student, have understood? So these three sectors are very very important to understand the sectors as well as the earning from that sectors. Understood? Now next student, see student, here one table is given, activities are given, and we have to find out these activities related to which sector. For example, I have explained in detail now, so you will understand very quickly. Television broadcasting. So here we are paying television broadcasting. We recharge each month and we can able to view, watch the television daily. So here it is completely based on what student? It is related to the tertiary service. Okay, now beekeeping. So in beekeeping, from this we can make available honey. Okay, to obtain honey, we do beekeeping, and bee are available in nature. So this is completely or directly related to the primary, because we obtain the bee or the honey from the nature. Then coir and rope making. Coir and rope making student here. So coir and the rope. Coir is available in the nature. The coconut is available in the nature. Okay, so directly we obtain it from the nature. So this is, then we make the ropes, obtaining the coconut, using the coir of the coconut to make the what? The rope. So it is directly related to primary. Okay student. Now next one, jaggery making. So jaggery making, whenever manufacturing will come, that sector will be secondary sector student, because in manufacturing the raw material is important. Okay, because without raw material we could not able to make that thing. So raw material, if it is raw material, it will come in primary sector. If the raw material is used to produce something, that will come in secondary. So making jaggery is the secondary one. Producing blades of plow. So producing blades, again I have told you, if production is there, manufacturing is there, that will be definitely secondary, because if you want to make the blades of the plow, iron ore is important, and iron ore is obtained from the nature. It means it is depend on the primary sector, that is obtaining what? The ore, iron ore, and manufacturing. So secondary. Then construction student, the construction student. Here while constructing anything, for example building, if you want to construct a building, raw material is important. For example, soil is important, brick is important, then iron ore is important. Okay, so construction, wherever manufacturing is there, that will be secondary. So construction is manufacturing sector. So here it is secondary. Extracting iron ore, directly we are extracting iron ore or obtaining iron ore from the nature, that is related to primary one, because it is directly related to the nature. Now automobile production student, automobile productions, yes, wherever production is there, manufacturing is there, that will be secondary. So it is what? Automobile production is secondary one. Then rice production. So rice production is being done in nature only, we obtain from nature, so rice production is primary one. Okay, then teaching student, here the teacher or the school provides service. Okay, service of teaching. So wherever service is being provided, that comes under what? Tertiary. So it is tertiary. Driving buses student, always, just now I have told you, wherever services are there, that is called as tertiary, or that comes under tertiary. So driving buses also tertiary one. Okay, tertiary sector. Now last one, providing lodging and boarding facilities. Here also we are being provided by the service of lodging and boarding. Okay, facility, it also comes under the tertiary sector. Okay student, have understood? So all these activities, all these economic activities involved in primary, secondary as well as tertiary sectors. Okay, okay student, have understood? Very good. तो अभी तक इस वीडियो में हमने पढ़ा है कि मैंने आपको बेसिक कंसेप्ट समझाया, इकोनॉमी यानी कि क्या, ऑक्यूपेशन यानी कि क्या, उसके बाद हमने देखा है कि जीडीपी का मतलब क्या होता है, जीएनआई का क्या होता है, और उसके साथ साथ पर कैपिटा इनकम क्या होता है, वह मैंने आपको समझाया है। उसके साथ साथ हमने एक ग्राफ स्टडी किया जिसमें 3 कंट्रीज का GNI दिया था, ब्राजील, इंडिया एंड यूएसए। वह भी हमने बहुत अच्छे से यहाँ पे समझा है। उसके बाद हमने डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स हमने देखे हैं, गवर्नड बाय द गवर्नमेंट एज वेल एज द प्राइवेट सेक्टर। यहां हमने देखा है कि जो सेक्टर्स गवर्नमेंट से कंट्रोल किए जाते हैं उसके साथ साथ प्राइवेट से करता है, वही भी हमने देखा है। उसके साथ साथ हमने एट द लास्ट जो सेक्टर्स होते हैं, जो एक्टिविटीज, इकोनॉमिकल एक्टिविटीज जो इन कंट्रीज में होते हैं, अलग अलग कंट्रीज में होते हैं, इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज दैट हेल्प्स टू डेवलप द इकोनॉमी ऑफ अ कंट्री, वह भी हमने देखा है। उसमें 3 सेक्टर्स हमने देखे, प्राइमरी, secondary and tertiary. Okay student, in the next video we are going to understand this pie chart which is related to GDP as well as the percentage of population engaged in various sectors. Students, video बहुत ही डिटेल में है, each and every point has explained in detail so that you will understand very quickly and easily student. Okay, तो आगे का भी वीडियो बहुत ही डिटेल में होगा, अच्छी तरीके से होगा, अच्छे से आपको समझ में आएगा। अगर आपको यह वीडियो पसंद आया होगा तो डेफिनेटली इसको सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। अगर आप मेरे चैनल पे नए हो उसके साथ साथ शेयर करना ना भूलिए। अगर कोई भी डाउट आपको रहे, इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट, डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू कमेंट बिलो द कमेंट सेक्शन। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, yes, for more and more videos press the bell icon so that you will get current notification of each new video. Thank you, be connected.